A new era is upon us. Pulse has taken the world by storm as the leading Web3 social media. Beyond current features like casting, tipping, inscription trading, and earning, it's now elevating to the next level, on-chain.
Soil, a fully regulated, seamless link between traditional finance and the digital crypto world, offering secure returns fully backed by tangible, real-world assets.
The Credifi testnet is live, so head on over to demo.credifi.finance to see how you can effortlessly experiment with autonomous earning, NFT corporate bond.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's doing all right. I hope everyone had a nice weekend from previous week. As always, it's a pleasure to be here with you guys. Today, we will take a look at Bitcoin. If we have time, we will also take a look at gold as well. But first, let's start with what it's coming for this week's fundamentals. Okay, so let's check it out. So for this week, we have Wednesday manufacturing PMI, sorry, and flash services PMI. I don't see this highly impacting the market. GDP and unemployment claims, to be honest. We might have some volatility over here, but there's 90% chances that we will have another hold this month for rate hikes, and 90% chances that we will have a cut on the rates for the next month. So possibly we are heading towards new highs on risk on assets if nothing changes. But at the moment, we are dealing with all of this uncertainty coming from the U.S. politics, right? So with all of the Trump and Biden show that it's going on right now, there's a little bit of uncertainty in the markets, especially in risk on assets. And as soon as that gets sorted out, I think, well, I don't think that's going to change the thing, because basically the market is anticipating a move right now. And if we have 90% chances of a rate cut in the incoming month, the market might as well anticipate that is going to get priced in for such event, instead of on such event happening something about it, right? So let's go to our charts. Let's start with the chart. The weekly chart is looking nice right now. It's still bullish at the moment. I don't see anything changing about that anytime soon. In terms of market structure, for Bitcoin to shift market structure on the intraday chart, on the weekly chart, sorry, needs to close below this level over here at 50k 400 approximately. We need two closures below that. It's not happening yet, and the last structural higher high is going to be above this level. So as soon as we have two closures above this level on the weekly side of things, we might have another structure with another higher low over here. But the overall trend right now is bullish. We can see the rolling VWAP, 100 rolling VWAP. It's showing bullish momentum. I have the standard deviations at 0.2 or 0.3. This is just to see where the market might turn a bit choppy, like we are seeing here, when the market is very near to the standard deviation and the rolling VWAP, it tends to get really choppy. And when it's on the other side, like outside of these bands, it's basically trending, right? So right now we have a bullish trend on it. Okay, if we go to the monthly chart to set some targets on the weekly, we can have this as the previous pivot high. We have a volume gap over here, another volume gap over here. We might have we have another kind of a small volume gap in between these levels over here and over here. All right, so let me shift these levels and put it as monthly B level. All right. So this is only going to be visible on the weekly chart, and let's save it as monthly B-level. Okay, now we are going to set this to the weekly chart to take a look at our targets. Okay, so basically this is the range formation, the weekly deviation from the range between 71K 388 and 59K 111 basically has been confirmed. This deviation is pretty strong by showing us that we are heading towards the range highs. All right, so in terms of targets, we can just use the fifth to have an extension of the current value area. Okay, so B levels extension. Uh, Next target above is going to be 78K, so basically 79K, right? And above it is going to be like 91K or so. All right, so those are our targets. If we break out above this range, we have a zone over here. Zone. Let me extend this one a bit. Okay, we have 100 over here. This is fine. This is fine. I'm going to extend this one as well. Going to put 80. Nope. 150. 200. Nope. 170. All right. And we have that one over there. 200. 4 targets. Perfect. All right. And we are going to extend this a bit more as well. Perfect over there. And this one as well. 160. Perfect. All right, so that's our weekly chart. That's our weekly target. That's our weekly bias, right? Because anything above this, like if Bitcoin is heading towards 71K, right? If we close above, then we are heading towards 79K. If we close above, we are heading towards 91K. That's all. That's easy as that. If we have another closure below 59,100, then we are heading towards 39K. If we have a close below 49K, then we are basically heading towards 38.5 and 36.7. Okay. But for now, the case is that we are having a deviation from the weekly ranges. So basically, the easiest assumption is to head towards the range highs, at least, right? There's a lot of untapped liquidity on these highs over here. So I think that as soon as Bitcoin taps this, it's going to go straight towards 79K because of the strain that is going to take from taking all of these buy market orders, right? Or sell market orders, sell stops, right? Those are going to turn into buys. So that is going to push the order book towards 79K, possibly above. So this consolidation, this macro consolidation is good for the overall Bitcoin bullish structure on the weekly chart. All right, so now let's take a look at the weekly levels to draw on the daily chart. Okay, so we have this one. We have the top over here. We have this liquidity gap here as well. This liquidity gap over here, and over here. So all of these levels are going to be called weekly B levels. All right, and they're only going to be visible on the daily chart. Okay, so we have this one, we have this one, we have this one, this one, this one, and this one are going to be, oh, it seems that I didn't, should weekly be level, save. Okay, oh, it seems that, yeah, I want this on the daily. Save us weekly be level. All right, yeah, now we are good. Now we're good to go. We have this one, and this one as weekly B levels. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Now we go to the daily chart. Okay. The daily chart is also looking bullish above this value area over here. Okay, we're going to draw a zone over here, which is going to be a daily zone. Okay, perfect. And now we have our targets. This is going to set on Oblivion over here. I'm going to put this on 200. This one I'm going to set on 100. This one I'm going to set on 200 as well. It's not as relevant. This one is nice, so we're going to set this one on 50. This one is okay, and now we head to our targets. So our targets for the daily chart basically is, first target is going to be 66k approximately, and the next target is going to be 84k for 100 approximately. Yeah, so our target for the weekly chart is 79k, and our target for the daily chart is 66k. So that's good enough. Okay, so that's our chart. The daily chart is currently bullish. Let me copy this one into the daily. Okay, so yeah, the daily chart was showing some bearish momentum after we break down below the 100 rolling VWAP from the daily chart. Basically, what we had is one high relative volume here, one high relative move over here. After a bullish pin bar, the market basically came and took the 0.5% of that pin bar and started moving bullish. That the important thing right now is that we're moving above the rolling VWAP. So I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin goes straight towards 71k for 100. Right, it can happen, but it would be nice to have a pullback towards this level before a breakout. Okay, where you can also consider the fact that we are heading towards a macro trend line over here. That it's very likely to push the market a bit down, at least for a while. All right, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if something like this happened. Like, okay, rejections, another shorts from here, another untapped highs, another untapped high. We pull back towards this area and then continue to the upside. Okay, that would be the ideal scenario to look for long swings on this area over here, right? I wouldn't be surprised that Bitcoin moves straight towards this level instead of doing this and this like everyone's expecting at the moment right now to have a pullback. But don't fade the momentum, right? Do not fade it. Okay, so now we want to look into the intraday chart on the 1 hour. First of all, okay, so we need to look at our volume levels on the intraday chart. Basically, we have liquidity gap over here. Yeah, liquidity gap over there. Okay, this looks nice to place over here. And we also have this over there, this level over there. Then we have another liquidity gap over here, which is aligned with a low volume node. Then we can have a zone over here, and I think that would be the most important at the moment. So let me put this one as a daily V level. It's only going to be visible on the hourly chart. And let me move it. Okay, so now we're moving all of the levels that we just basically drawn. And I would certainly draw. So the last one we draw was over here. Yeah, we might draw a new one over here as well. Okay, so now we might head into our intraday chart. Take a look what's happening here. Okay, we have a zone over here, which is going to be an hourly zone. 1 hour zone. Perfect. We have another liquidity gap over here, which is a bit big for me to even draw a zone over here, but let's do it. just for the sake of knowing that we have a daily liquidity gap over here that might get filled, might not. It really depends on the market momentum. For now, the market is to break out above this resistance level for the second time. It wasn't allowed. The problem with this rejection at the current level is that we didn't took the previous highs. So anything that is rejecting from right now is just untapped liquidity that it's building on the upside. And in case of a push, all of the stops that are here are going to get triggered, and we are going to head directly towards 70k 400. All right, so the bias on the intraday chart is also bullish at the moment. I recently shared a long position on the Perf Nest, which is looking nice, to be honest. Market is pushing upside. The uncertainty right now from the fundamental side of things is it's okay on my end. I think it's not going to make anything change either whatever presidential candidate comes to replace Biden, sorry. And in case Donald Trump wins, which is very highly a scenario that can take place, then it's going to be very good for risk on assets. And the fact that on the next month there's a 90% chance that we're going to have a cut on rate hikes, the market is anticipating this, and we might be heading into possible new all-time highs for Bitcoin. Okay, so for the swing perspective, we can clearly see that the weekly chart, the daily chart, and the intraday chart, the three of them are showing bullish momentum. We take out the rolling VWAP, okay. The three of them are showing bullish momentum, and we might be heading towards 71k 380. And for the intraday chart, for tomorrow's New York trading session, it's really easy. You just basically do the same on the hourly chart. Okay, so with the hourly chart, you look for the intraday B levels to trade on the New York trading session, which is basically the volume zone over here. This is perfect. Yeah, and this one is okay. Okay, so for the intraday volume levels, it's basically the same process, looking for untapped highs. We also have this liquidity gap, which is also aligned nicely with the volume node, with the high volume node extreme over here. We have also this untapped low. We have this area over here. We have this liquidity gap over here. Yep, this liquidity gap over here. This liquidity gap over here. So all of these are going to be called intraday ID, intraday B level. Okay, and they are only going to be visible on the 10-minute chart and above. Okay, so this is going to be an intraday B level, and we are going to move this into the 10-minute chart to see the possible reactions that we're going to have. Okay, intraday volume level. Awesome. Now we're heading towards the 10-minute chart. Everything's pretty organized over here. This is going to be a 10-minute zone. So I'm not going to draw the 1-minute levels right now because it's basically useless at the moment because we are only trading the New York trading session. So what you have to do is draw the bid levels before the New York trading session on every single day. Okay, so this is going to be 10-minute zone. 10-minute zone. Perfect. Now we are having the current rejection from this bottom level, from this value area low, Um, yeah, this was the previous swing high basically. FPG below this level, liquidity taken below this level, possibly heading towards 68 196 once again. Okay, so it's really easy just to be simplistic and look for candle formations happening on support and resistance levels that are confluent with low volume nodes, that are confluent with liquidity gaps and swing highs and swing lows. It's really easy to interpret the market that way instead of looking for 100 indicators that are basically telling you the same thing. The only difference is that it's possibly that you are going to get confused about them because you are using a lot of stuff that it's telling you different stuff every single time that you're looking at the market. So as long as you don't use too many stuff and you mix the right indicators, like I'm only using volume and price action, right? So every indicator that I'm going to use is going to be related to volume. Okay, that's why I use volume candles, that's why I use volume profile, that's why I use rolling VWAP. All of these indicators are related to volume. Okay, so and basically I'm a trend follower, and what I'm looking is to find confluences between these volume indicators and price action to follow the trend according to whatever the candles are telling me. Because at the end of the day, if we are looking at candle formations, that's what we are trying to interpret, right? That's what we are trying to decode the language of the candle formations that and what they are telling us. Okay, so in this case, we are not on a New York trading session right now, so this pin bar over here is okay. But if you are trading the Asian session, what you can do is easy. Okay, so you are going to do basically the same that I just did to place on the 1 minute chart. Okay, you look for the low volume node extremes that are confluent with liquidity gaps, liquidity gaps and swing highs and swing low formations. Okay, so we have this one as well. Let me copy this one here. Yeah, this one is more conflict with this. Okay, we have this is an ID volume level. We have this swing high, liquidity gap. Well, we have a liquidity gap over here. Okay, so I think those would be all. Right, so these are going to be the scalping B levels that are only going to be visible on the 1 minute until the 9 minute, basically, because I don't want that on my 10-minute chart. And we're going to save this as scalp B level. Okay, scalping B level. We are going to put this on the 1 minute chart. Now we head towards the 1 minute chart over here, and it's going to be everything that you need to know. So as far as I'm looking at right now, since that we recently rejected this liquidity gap low volume node, okay, but I'm seeing confluence possibly on this trend line also. Okay, that needs to break above. I'm not sure about this level over here. I'm going to erase it. Yeah. Why am I erasing this level? Because basically we have on top liquidity here. All these perfect lower highs are really easy to take over after the price breaks above this trend line. It's not going to stop here, right? It's going to get fuel from all of these stop orders that are accumulated above these highs, these perfect highs that haven't been touched yet. And this is going to be fuel for the market to move straight towards 68.97. Okay, so that's why I'm erasing that level. For now, what I'm looking at is basically that we break market structure to the upside after tapping the previous swing the previous lower high over here, and that's what I'm looking at right now. So we have a pin bar over here, right? The pin bar is breaking above this lower high over here, this lower high over here, and is now breaking above this here. Okay, so if I set a fib level, okay, so if I set a street Fibonacci level over here with another zone, right? And I place the fib from low to high from which it broke the market structure. Put the universal limit entry, which is around 0.5%, and the 0.618, which is going to be confluent with the level that we just placed on our chart as a scalping level at 67,364.9. I'm going to put this one on 65. All right. So basically, since it's been confirmed with the pin bar and everything, I'm just going to set a limit order over here with the stop loss below the previous liquidity take, and my take profit is going to be on the next 10-minute level, which is going to be around 68,186. Okay, so now if we go to this level, okay, perfect. It's confluent with the universal limit entry level. We have this liquidity to be taken over here. So basically, you can expect something like this liquidity take over this. If it goes and takes this liquidity as well, you're going to be in a bit of drawdown over here, and then continue to the upside if everything happens all right. What I have seen is that this kind of setups doesn't work that well on Asian and London session. That's why I only trade them on the New York trading session. But that doesn't mean that you can't trade them on the Asian like I'm doing right now. Okay, so that's what I'm looking on the scalping side of things, right? From the swing perspective, we don't have any setup at the moment, but from the scalping side of things, that's what we have. It's looking nice, to be honest. This swing is looking nice, taking in consideration that the hourly chart is bullish. The rolling VWAP is highlighting bullish momentum right now. Okay, as long as it's above it. Yeah, we have 2 rejections from here. That's why we are only targeting this resistance level over here. This is only going to be visible from the 1 minute and above. Also this one. So that's how you get into conclusions on how you do a top-down analysis that is going to help you analyze the market in order to take trades in every single time frame that you want. Okay, so that's a scalping setup that I'm sharing with you guys right now. I'm going to raise this one. I don't like this zone. Okay, perfect. And the last liquidity take basically was this one. If you want to be a little bit below, it's going to be this one, but the risk to reward is not going to be good enough. Okay, so we have this liquidity taken over here, 3-to-1 trade, waiting to get filled. It's looking nice, guys. So yeah, we don't have enough time now. That would be all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is the trade that I'm sharing with you guys right now for the Asian session and possibly London session. Hopefully it gets filled. If not, then we will have another opportunity. Okay, the other opportunity is basically waiting for proper breakout of this trend line, then a pullback towards this zone. You look for the last liquidity take to put your stop loss, and then target this level over here. Obviously, the risk to reward is not going to be the same. Let's check it out just for the sake of looking at what has happened over here. Stop loss. Yeah, so it's a 1 to 1.6 trade risk to reward. Over here, yeah, you can target 2 to 1. Yeah, so that's another setup in case that the market breaks above the trend line before going after breaking out above it and not taking on our orders over here. Okay, so those are the 2 setups that I'm sharing with you guys for today's sessions. I hope you enjoy it, and see you the next week on the next